Hello everyone, in this video let us talk about the recent news from Indian Ministry of Health. Well, the Indian Ministry of Health has suspended all the visas. So this is really interesting, especially for all those people who are trying to travel to India. Those people could be, of course, Indian citizens. Those people could be uh, OCI card holders. Those people could be just travelers. They just want to visit someone in India, or they just want to go to India for vacations. So I was reading this document issued by Ministry of Health, and it has, I believe, around six or maybe 8 points. So I'll probably go through these points very quickly. So the first point is that all the visas issued to nationals of any country uh, are suspended till April 15th. So this is point number one. Point number two is that visas of all foreigners already in India remain valid, and they have to contact the nearest FRO or the regional office where they can apply for an extension. Point number three is that a visa-free travel facility for all the OCI card holders is again for the next 1 month, April 15th. I believe they are not really allowed to enter India. So it says that the visa-free travel facility granted to OCA card holders shall be kept in abeyance till April 15th. So this is really interesting news because if you are planning to travel to India, then unfortunately you cannot. The point number four here is that any foreign national who intends to travel to India for compelling reasons may contact the nearest Indian mission for fresh visa. So if you have to travel to India for any reason, you can definitely contact the nearest maybe embassy, and you can apply for some kind of a permit. Point number five is that all incoming travelers, including Indian nationals, arriving from any destination or having visited China, Italy, Iran, Republic of Korea, France, Spain, and Germany on or after February 15th shall be quarantined for minimum of 14 days. So this is a really interesting point here because if you are traveling to India, you can be quarantined for 14 days if you have been to these countries like China, Italy, Iran, Korea, France, Spain, and Germany. So be careful. And I believe they will probably put UK into this list as well. So let us talk about point number six. And this point is international traffic through land borders will be restricted to designated immigration checkposts with robust medical screening facilities. These will be notified separately by Ministry of Home Affairs. So I think this point is relevant for people who are trying to enter India from countries like Nepal, Bhutan, maybe Bangladesh. So this is something that we need to be aware of. So there will be some kind of a checkpoint where all those people who are trying to enter by land, they will have to go through a screening. Then there are two more points, and let us talk about those two more points. So, in addition to the above visa restrictions, I'm just reading the document. The following travel advisory is hereby issued in accordance with instructions of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So there are two more additional points. Indian nationals presently, this is point number 7. Indian nationals presently abroad are advised to avoid non-essential travel. They are hereby informed that they can be quarantined for a minimum period of 14 days on their arrival in India. So even if you're Indian and if you're trying to enter India from somewhere else, you can be quarantined. And the last and the eighth point is that all Indian nationals are strongly advised to avoid all non-essential travel abroad. On their return, they can be subjected to quarantine for a minimum period of 14 days. So the whole point here is that if you're trying to enter India, you can be quarantined, or if you have been, of course, to those countries that I mentioned before, you cannot, in fact, I mean, you will be quarantined, and you should avoid traveling to India at all. And if you're already in India and if you're trying to travel abroad, I think you should avoid traveling. So I think this can be a bit difficult for a lot of people who are trying to go out, people who are trying to go into the country. And India is not a small country. I mean, I can imagine it can be really, really, really difficult for all those people who are living abroad. I'm sure they have family in India. They have to cancel their plans, or they have to reschedule their tickets. I'm not sure how it will work. Maybe the insurance will cover for cancellation, or maybe insurance will probably cover. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but I guess it will be difficult. It will be a lot of pain for those people. But if I think about this from Indian government perspective, I think it is quite good, because they're trying to uh, they're trying to avoid this spread of infection in India. And since this coronavirus and this COVID-19 spread has happened a lot and quite rapidly in European countries, it makes sense to at least avoid or at least stop people entering into the country from those regions, because in a country like India, where we have already so many issues and problems, and if this coronavirus spreads in India, it can be really difficult, especially for old people, especially for people with weak immunity, especially for people who are already suffering from diseases, or maybe they are undergoing treatment. It will really put a lot of burden on the hospitals and all the healthcare professionals. So I think for 1 month, I mean, it is not really forever. It is just for 1 month, and it is, I believe, at this point of time where we all know how this coronavirus spread quite rapidly in China, and after the lockdown in those Chinese cities, and also in Italy, there was a significant decrease in the number of new cases. So I think India is doing the right thing. I can imagine that it can be a lot of trouble, especially for people like me who are living abroad, and we cannot really enter right now, even if we really want. I can feel for those who were trying to enter, who were probably, I mean, I'm sure there were a lot of people. I know personally, a lot of people who actually uh, will feel really bad about this, because they were planning to enter the country. But anyways, I think this is something that makes sense, and I think, and I really wish, and I hope that this situation really improves in the coming few weeks. So this is all I wanted to talk about in this video, and I wish you good luck, and I really wish for you. Stay healthy, stay strong, and stay happy. Bye.